2013 officially begins year 2 of IDW Sonic. Yeah, I know it's February as of this video's release, but if it weren't for delays, this issue would have been out last month. With this new year comes a new direction, as hinted at last year. By the way, there will be spoilers from here on out. Summarizing the events leading to this point will take a while. Luckily, I recently made a video looking back at IDW Sonic Year 1 you might want to check out. Yes, I have no shame. Okay, what you do need to know going into this issue is our heroes have won a major victory against Metal Sonic and are going their separate ways. Knuckles resuming guardianship of the Master Emerald, Silver sticking around to find the cause of the latest bad future, etc. Metal Sonic, who Sonic let go by the way, returned to his base to find strangers, and the long-lost Dr. Eggman. Eggman's Tinker personality goes bye-bye, the mysterious Dr. Starline aligns himself with Eggman, the mercenaries Rough and Tumble are getting new gear, and Eggman prepares his newest plan. We catch Sonic talking to his little bird friend, which serves as a means to provide exposition for the reader on what some of Sonic's friends are up to right now. Knuckles and Silver are doing their thing, Tails is being boy genius as usual, and Amy, she's still helping others with an organization called the Restoration, obviously a rebranded Resistance. Sonic thinks life is good now that his enemies have been neutralized, when Tails arrives with some bad news. Even Sonic realizes, you have got to be kidding me. Tails has a note that seems to have appeared out of nowhere. In actuality, it came from a portal, meaning Starline had something to do with it. The note says to come to Windmill Village to celebrate the return of the world's greatest doctor. Unless it involves an alien with a blue police box, the note's probably talking about Dr. Eggman. And most shockingly of all, we have a name for the remote village Sonic left Mr. Tinker. The two head over there and things appear to be fine until they come across Elder Scruffy hanging up there like a piñata. I don't believe it. This guy gets a name too. What madness is this? Elder Scruffy says the thugs responsible for tying him up and locking everyone in the community center kidnapped Mr. Tinker a week ago. Those thugs are, of course, Rough and Tumble, doing their Team Rocket shtick and sporting new gear. Sonic has Tails help the Elder free the townsfolk while he handles the Skunk Brothers. He asks the obvious questions like, where's Eggman? Where did they get those new toys? And how did they escape Barricade Town? Yes, even the Wispin Distribution Town gets a name now. Wow. Surprisingly, Rough and Tumble don't give up any information. They're merely focused on revenge. Rough is using a modified vapor condenser as a stink bomb projectile, and Tumble is using an enhanced robotic tail. Tails frees the civilians, but tells them to wait inside while he helps Sonic. Meanwhile, we have Eggman testing his new project. He has to make sure it's ready to be unleashed onto the world after all. The various tests involve pouring what appears to be liquid metal on a plant. Next is pouring the stuff on a rabbit, instantly changing it into a robot. What makes this stuff worse is if a non-infected creature comes in contact with an infected animal or plant, it spreads to them. Slowly, but still. Eggman is satisfied with the results. He's going viral with this one, though there's something familiar with this process. It's off the tip of my tongue. The subject changes to how Starline located Eggman in the first place, when even Metal Sonic, with the full might of the Empire, could not. The answer? The Warp Topaz. He used it to open windows to the world instantly, and eventually he located Eggman at Windmill Village. Eggman wants to see Sonic get wrecked, and I think I know why Starline feels creepy to me. I think he's actually a Cylon. Back over to the fight, Tails arrives to give Sonic some much needed backup. The two copy Rough and Tumble shtick with poses that wouldn't seem out of place in a Sailor Moon anime. Guys, if your job is to get the Skunk Brothers mad, it worked. Tails takes care of Rough by sending one of the stink bombs back at him, all thanks to calculating angular velocity. And this is why math is important, kids. Rough is so distracted with being covered by stink bomb that he doesn't notice Tails taking away his machine and smashing it. Also a fitting punishment since he naturally produces his own stink on others. The artificial stuff must be that bad, huh? And I really don't want to find out. Sonic deals with Tumble by snapping off this windmill blade, which cuts through Tumble's robo-tail. Tumble falls to pieces. We learn he once had a regular tail, but somehow lost it. And having essentially lost a second tail, it's hard not to sympathize in some fashion, even though he's a bully. There's this brief bit of Starline wanting to do more tests with the metal virus, but Eggman declines, saying it's good enough. Now why do you want more tests done, Starline? What is your angle? With the Skunk brothers defeated again, Rough is about to spill the beans when Starline teleports the two away. This leaves Sonic and Tails confused to what's going on. Sonic is going to find Silver while Tails is staying to help fix the village. Back at Eggman's base, Rough and Tumble want another chance at Sonic. Then Metal Sonic approaches wanting another shot. Sorry, but you had your chance and you blew it. If only you protected the Master Emerald area better, and no, I will not let that go. So who's going after Sonic next? Why, it's Dr. Starline, claiming he knows exactly how to strike at him. You know, I am curious myself. Let's go ahead and tackle Eggman's new plan, the Metal Virus. This is a different take on an old franchise concept, robotization. For those who don't know, it's the process of turning living beings into robots, usually through a machine, in order to serve the main villain. The method was used in cartoons and the Archie Sonic comics. In this case, it's done via viral infection, not only to animals, but to plant life as well, and it can spread through touch. Basically, robotization here is a plague, and based on this panel here, I think we're going with a little bit of zombie apocalypse too. Eggman's expressions during the test are borderline nightmarish. He's definitely making up for lost time for being Mr. Tinker. Starline's insistence on further testing. You could look at it in two ways. First, he wants to make sure the metal virus is perfect so he can take it and use it for his own schemes, if we're going for the eventual backstabbing angle. Or second, he really is loyal to Eggman and doesn't want the virus to grow beyond their control. Given that this virus is more than likely the source of the future Silver described in issue 8, something is going to go wrong. The events at Windmill Village call back to issues 1 and 3. Sonic and Tails saving a village from a threat, and afterwards Tails stays to help with cleanup, but said threat happens to be Rough and Tumble. The characters even note the past events, so I'll cut them some slack on the retreads. What makes this different is it's a fight between the natural and the enhanced, the spiritual brothers versus the actual brothers. It is interesting that the Skunk Brothers' gadgets enhance traits of actual skunks. I just hope Tails brought some hydrogen peroxide to clean up the smell. Going back to Tumble a bit, again, you almost feel sorry for him with the whole tail situation. Understandably, he loses it when he sees Tails' two tails. The one person who's really lost is Sonic. He's trying to figure out if Eggman got his memory back, was faking his amnesia, or a third party was involved. Now we know what's going on. I only hope Sonic doesn't take too long to figure out this mystery. Issue 13 in some ways is a jumping on point. While things from the past year are mentioned, new readers coming in won't get entirely lost. And hey, they may want to check out what happened last year. As I mentioned earlier, the issue is the start of year 2 and has the job of setting up the new direction, and I think it does that pretty well, which is helped with art by Adam Bryce Thomas and colorist Matt Herms. So far, I'm cautiously optimistic, though if you plan on getting this issue, it'll cost a little more due to having additional pages. So what is Dr. Starline's plan for Sonic? We'll find out next time in issue 14. With all the names given to characters and locations, they didn't even bother to give one to Sheep Girl, thus forever dooming her to background character.